Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris and this is Stacey, and we're going to cover some stories that everybody needs to be looking at right now. The first one being $472 billion has left the banks in 3 months, the biggest decline in 4 decades. On top of this story, we've got a letter that was sent out to NatWest Bank customers that says you might need to submit documentation such as an invoice to get your money out of the bank. They're making cash harder to get to, and what I think a big push towards the CBDC as the bubble pops. Stacey has some precious metals news, and we're going to talk about some common questions we get and some thoughts we have around this. So let's get into the first story.
Yeah, well, it's just crazy. When the report came out, I was like, oh my goodness, Chris. So the FDIC has actually come out and stated that a total of $472 billion have been withdrawn in the first quarter, which is 3 months. And we sell precious metals, and the number of people that have called us in the last, I would say 8 months, that have told us stories about pulling their money out is through the roof, you guys. I mean, people are only keeping enough money in there right now, it seems like, to pay their bills. This is based off of, it's called a QBP. It's a historical data collection. It's been collecting data since around the 1980s. So, and they're saying the primary driver of deposit, the flights, is the uninsured deposits. And Chris can get into that a little bit also, but as you guys all know, we've talked about it. Once you put the money in the bank, the money is not yours.
You're an unsecured depositor.
Yep.
You have literally given your money to them, and now it's your liability. It's their asset. It's nutty. When I go to the bank and I want my money, I just want it. I don't want to have to answer a bunch of questions. That's why people are leaving.
They're getting asked a lot of questions.
Now, NatWest Bank. This is a letter they sent out, and I've highlighted some of the hot spots. Cash withdrawals are the least secure way of making payments. It's always for your security and safety. Our primary aim is to keep our customers safe and secure. They're always putting those words in there. This will include asking you questions about the purpose of your cash withdrawal, and in some cases, for supporting documentation such as an invoice. So you got to submit proof on what you need your money for. Check them out, NatWest Bank website. This is really happening. We're making history. They're making cash harder to get to. As you know, the big six, JP Morgan and those banks consume the smaller banks and push us towards a CBDC. And there's just no other way around it. That's exactly what's going on. And I can imagine you're going to see all kind of stuff come out about cash, about how it's dirty. We've already seen Warren Buffett and JP Morgan come out and say, hey, your bank deposits are fine. You know, don't pull any more money out. You know?
Well, JP Morgan has come out several times, you guys, lately. For example, a couple of weeks ago, this has been about 4 now, they came out and they actually shorted precious metals. If you guys notice the price, if you've been watching, precious metals obviously went up. And they shorted them. So then, well, sorry, they went down. They actually went down. Sorry. They came out and shorted them, and they've been tanking ever since. They've been going down. But now they've come out, and twice lately, you guys, they have said there is a rising demand for gold as banking turmoil intensifies, and investors are looking for a hedge against catastrophic scenarios. They just came out again the other day, and they warned all their clients. The head CEO did, saying, hey, you guys, we are recommending that you get rid of risky assets and hold cash and precious metals. And it's just over and over that they're coming out and saying this. Even central banks are accumulating gold. And you guys, we've talked about this also. Poland has had the biggest accumulation lately. China, still accumulating. Czech Republic, still accumulating. If you guys go back and look at all these central banks that are accumulating, I mean, why would you not buy precious metals when all the banks are buying them? JP Morgan is coming out and saying, hey, you guys, telling their investors to hold precious metals. You got people pulling money out. Silicon Bank, First Republic, you get me fired up.
Well, it's the same people that spoof the market that try to run the prices down. Now they're saying buy.
Yep.
So that's strange to hear from JP Morgan. Now, we get questions often about how to get fractional gold. Now, before I get into that, I've got a gold back here. It's really pretty. We'll talk about that. We've got a Combi Bar here. We've also got a silver Combi Bar. I don't have any rounds with me, but the question to me would be, why not use silver? It's a fractional precious metal. It is a, in my opinion, that would be maybe a wiser choice. If you think through that, you could use the gold to silver ratio. How many ounces of silver does it take to buy 1 ounce of gold? And I want to say it's around 83. So it would make more sense to me to worry about silver, and you wouldn't have to worry about paying those high premiums. Because if you're buying these, I know they're pretty, and to a serious investor, this is cute. You're going to pay about double per ounce. I want to say 500 of these is like $1,865 without shipping, and an ounce of gold is $1,950 maybe. So you're going to pay double. So that it doesn't make a lot of sense to me to use that when you can use silver.
Well, I'd like to get into that a little bit, and I actually brought these Combi Bars out, and the reason why I did, I want you guys to take a look at them. If you can see, they're scored. That's 100 grams. That's actually like 3.2 ounces. And if you can hold that gold one up, you guys call me all the time, and you're like, hey, I want to purchase precious metals, but how can I purchase these items and be able to use them to barter with? Some people wanted to do, and I ask you guys when you call, I'm like, are you wanting to, hedge against inflation? Is this an investment? Are you just storing it? What's your purpose? And a lot of people, when they call, they're like, how can I buy it to barter with? And they want gold. The problem with gold is when you buy those 1/10 ounce, those 1 grams, those half ounce, the premiums are so expensive. So I have an alternative. Check this out. This is 50 grams. It's actually 1.6075 ounces, and right now, based on spot price, which is $19.51.40, got to read my notes to make sure I get this accurate, you're going to pay $3,504. That is, the premium on that is only $368.18. I know that sounds like a lot, but if you were to buy each of these individually, that is $29 per each. That means you would spend $1,450. You would spend $1,450 if you bought each of those grams individually. And a lot of you guys are calling and you're buying those grams and you're paying so much in premiums. You would save $1,081.82. And I can go on. I have a 1 ounce that breaks into 1/10 of an ounce. I've got a silver one, as we talked about. The silver one is just maybe a little bit more, but they have come down in a price. So if you're interested, this is maybe an option that I tell people. I'm like, if you're looking for a way.
If you just got to have gold.
Yeah.
Otherwise you can buy silver, play the ratio, and as it goes from 83 to 1 to 50 to 40 to 30 to 1, as it does through history, you can swap your silver to gold. That's how a lot of people plan on, and in the past have doubled and tripled their precious metals holdings by playing the ratio. That's what makes more sense to me. But if you just got to have fractional gold, the Combi Bar is probably the way to do it.
Well, it just saves you money if you can afford the $3,000. But I hate when you guys have to pay that high premium for just like a 1 gram piece.
Right, and that's
so it's
the
an
thing.
option.
That's the thing. Get it.
And there's so many options out there, you guys. It's not one size fits all. So you just kind of have to do your research, and we'll help you do that if you want.
Yep, absolutely. So guys, have an awesome, awesome day. Check us out on Twitter at Financial Prepper and subscribe to Wall Street Silver. They've got crazy good information here. So have a good one. Later.